Good morning, everyone. Just getting my charts organized here. Hey, Howard, good morning to you, or good afternoon, where you are. Just going to go and post the link in the groups here. See if we get a few more people to join. So, back at the chart here. And as usual, we're looking at the 10-minute time frame on my chart on XAU USD. That's gold spot with the trend line strategy. For those of you that are new to listening to me talk and watching me trade. And I really need to update this tab here, I believe. Just see if that doesn't kick me out of this streaming software. There we go. Now the chart's updated. Okay. With the new current resistance lines and pivot points. Now we're all up to date. Yeah, okay. So lots of excitement already today. And it's great for those of you that are awake at this time of the day. As you know, I'm just getting started with my day over here in Southeast Asia. Indochina time has just gone 8. So I missed all of the big move. We have already, what is it, about $150 move up from the initial start of the market opening in New Zealand, nearly $150 move up. And that's, of course, based on the good news. At least at the moment, it's good news. It can change very, very quickly, as we know. This is concerning the war in Iran, and they've apparently reached a ceasefire. Yeah, apparently reached a ceasefire. At least for the moment, that's the way it appears to be. Whether or not everybody's going to agree to the terms and conditions, we don't know yet. This is ongoing, but the reaction to a some kind of an agreement with a ceasefire has been good news for gold, and the opposite for everything else. Good news for the stock market, also, of course. But the dollar is dropping dramatically. We look at the DXY. The U.S. dollar has gapped down, and oil, of course, oil has dropped about $15 a barrel. Wow, huge drop on oil. So big moves in the market today. Big moves in the market. Let me get this up here, my pivot point. Yeah, okay. So it's not quite lunchtime for you yet, Howard. Hey, you guys went on daylight savings time in Australia, except for Queensland. I think Queensland doesn't do daylight savings time, if I remember correctly, which is kind of strange. You drive from New South Wales to Queensland and you change time zones. Driving north to south or south to north, and you change time zones. Normally it's east to west or west to east. Yeah, it. I agree with you, Howard. I definitely agree with you. Uh, let's not go there. Okay, it is what it is. It's not nice. Very, very unpleasant. So, what can we expect today? The Asian market, this is Singapore and Shanghai have opened. Very flat, very flat. Of course, they will start doing something eventually here, but we might see continuing retracement, perhaps down to our first resistance support level. That's 47.87. And generally, these pivot points they do get respected. You see this one up here. This was already on the chart, and it came up and respected that resistance at 48.55. So it might come down here and respect this one at 47.87, or maybe it's already done its retracement and it's going to go back up. But already a $150 move. I don't think we'll see tremendously big moves from here on out through the day. Perhaps, maybe with the London session, another big 50 or $100 move, perhaps. Anything is possible with gold. We know that. But I encourage everyone to be cautious. Of course, you know that if you're an experienced trader, be cautious with these news releases and what's going on in the Middle East. We need to be very, very cautious. Things can change very quickly, as we saw already. Fortunately for you guys, in some parts of the world, you're awake when all of this news is released. And as Raj was able to take advantage of part of this move, made some good profit. And so we got our second 10-minute candle already. Nothing, it's really very flat, very small start for the market, at least for the Singapore and Shanghai opening. But we got a couple of dojis here, and now it looks like maybe it'll go back up and retest that 40, 48, 55 zone. But I expect we might just bounce between 48 and 4900 today. We got 4800 about right in here, 4800, and then 4900 up a little bit higher. 4900 right up in here. Of course, that's not very far away for gold. It can easily get up to 4900. I don't know. Maybe if I put another resistance in there. Usually I don't have so many pivot points. And the next one's 4925 or 4923 would be the next level. And generally these are fairly accurate. So if it does break above this one at the 48.55 zone, then it's likely to go on up to 49.23 in that area. So those are key levels where it's been before, and when it moves, it's likely to go there again. Hey, Raj, welcome to the live trading session this morning. I see you posting in Telegram that you had some good trades. Congratulations. Fortunately for you, in your part of the world, you're awake when the news comes out. Yeah, that's right, Howard. The market needs to absorb the information. They need to digest this information, what's happening, and determine if all of this stuff is what's going on. Lots of news coming out, high impact news. Be careful, guys. Be cautious. Fortunately, in Raj's part of the world, if wherever you are awake and you can see these big moves starting and you see the news flashes, you can take advantage of some of that, make some good profit. But I'm just getting started over here, so I missed all of that big move, and that's okay. You can't be in all parts of the world all the time. You can't stay awake 24 hours a day. But as we know, the market will always give us opportunities to make money. We just have to be patient, sometimes just sitting on our hands, and then it all happens. Yeah, it's already started very, very flat for the opening of Singapore and Shanghai. It started very flat. As Howard says, they got to digest this information, and we don't know how long it's going to last. Don't know how certain it is. We've seen so many things that change very quickly. The U.S. says this is what they're doing, and then Iran says, no, you don't know what you're talking about. We didn't agree to that. So we just have to let the price tell us what it's doing and take trades accordingly. Now, starting to get a little bit more retracement here, perhaps down to 47.87. That's our next support level. I'm not likely to be taking a trade anytime soon because of the rules on my strategy. As you guys know that follow me, it needs to break below this trend line here, and then I would go short. But that would be a huge stop loss that I would put above my downward trend line. That would be a huge stop loss. So I want to wait until this kind of moves over in this area here, and I'll be taking less risk on my trades. So I'll just be watching this play out and see what happens. Getting a big retracement now. It took them a while to get started. And let's see what is oil doing. Yeah, oil just going to go sideways now after it dropped $15 a barrel. That was huge. Iran saying that they're going to start to open the Strait of Hormuz a little bit, I believe. We'll see. We'll see how that unfolds. See how that develops. That'll be great. That will certainly be good for the price of oil. Bring it down. But I don't think we're going to see anything like in the $60 range. $60 per barrel, what it was before the war. That's going to take a long time to get back to that level. Pretty good size retracement there. Continuing down to our first support level, 47.87. And yes, somebody in the Telegram group told me to check out Bitcoin. I did see that, sure. Bitcoin made a big move up. Now it's starting to fall down just a little bit, but made a huge move up. Nice big 4 hour candle. If you look at the 4 hour chart, H4, there's some big candles on there. We haven't seen big candles like that for a while. So yeah, continuing a retracement, very likely to bounce off of this 47.87. So we just keep watching the news, try to stay aware of uh, the developments because that's definitely what's moving the market now. And this is great for the world. I mean, now, come on, guys. This is if the ceasefire will hold for a couple of weeks, that's fantastic. I mean, this is really just like so many people, so many analysts are saying. We're at an inflection point where this is really just getting out of control. It could be very, very disastrous. So a 2 week ceasefire is great. Great news. Good news. Good news for me to wake up to, regardless of which way the markets are moving. So here I am. I'm still in Northeast Thailand. I'm going back to Bangkok later today. Be back to my regular routine. Yeah, it's come down pretty close to the support level there. Remember, guys, the support and resistance is just a zone. It's not a magic number. It's a zone uh, where it will go to, bounce away from, and it looks like we might start move back up to resistance there at 48.55. But we're probably just going to get a lot of sideways movement. I would expect for a while. This has been a really huge move, $150 move, just with the very beginning opening of today. Look at the one chart. Whoa, 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 whoa! Look at that 1 hour candle, massive. The 1 hour candle, a huge, huge move. That's from 47.20, and it got all the way up to 48.50, almost 48.60. Massive move, and now falling down. Just crossed that first resistance point. And this tells you guys how important the key levels are, because this key level here, this was on the chart before the move up. I didn't put this line in here after this formation. So it came up here, it respected that level, and then started to fall back down. So the key levels that you see on resistance and support levels are very, very important. And what's look at the DXY, US dollar. Oh, yeah. The US dollar going back to where it was before the war, headed that direction. Already dropped from, it was well above 100. Now it's down to 98 change. Huge gap down on the US dollar, which makes sense, doesn't it? Of course, being paired with gold. And the stock market, yeah, of course. Look at the Dow Jones, massive big move up. Look at the S&P 500, everything, yeah. All based on the news from the Middle East. and the U.S. Okay, guys, I'm not going to stick around here very much. I think we're just going to see a lot of consolidation in this zone here between 47.87. Could break below that and come down even lower, but just have to wait and see. But again, just words of caution, be careful. This is a very volatile situation. This could just be a knee-jerk reaction, a momentary reaction to the news, which we oftentimes get, and then it could come very well could come right back to where it was before the news came out, especially if there's any changes uh, in the news that we've already heard, or maybe they back out on their ceasefire, or anything. Just be very cautious, guys. Protect your capital. Most important, protect your capital. If you're taking trades, be sure you use a stop loss. Absolutely. These are very, very volatile times. But if you guys are experienced traders, you know that. But I just continue to encourage you to be careful. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut down. I'm going to close out the live stream. I need to get ready for my travels back to Bangkok and get things organized here. I hope you have a continuing great day of trading wherever you are. And congratulations on your success already with the release of this good news on the ceasefire. And I'll see everybody again here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that like button, and I'll see you next time.